Good morning, everyone. It's Trader Rob. Today is Wednesday, March 11th. Let's see how the markets want to react here. Hope everybody's having so far a fantastic morning. In the green here a little bit. Took a signal here early this morning from the signal service. Went for TP1. Our buyer's doing a pretty good job here early this morning. Kind of getting hung up there a little. This will be kind of a key area here for, see if we get any type of flip there. We don't. Nothing here yet. So leaving this area painted red yet. Nothing here yet. No flip here yet. Finished off the day yesterday plus 1200 something. Took a nice 19-point winner with my signal members post-session. You can definitely see sellers are trying to hold this market at bay here. Let's see if they get bullied around here or not. ES looks a lot more bearish. Bullish, I'm sorry. This is what the ES looks like currently. Grant, good morning. Chica, good morning. Nordic, Keith, Joe, Karen, Rob, Keith, Michael, Steve, John, good morning all. Kind of like the yes there. I don't know if that would have been enough. Not a huge amount of space, but good flip there on the reaction band. There's not a ton of room there. It's about 3 points. All right, some things to look at on the NQ. We've got a nice reaction band up here at the 2511 to the 25223. Nice little liquidity area right there at the 217s as well. So I'll be taking a look at there if we can get up there. Not that crazy of a morning here yet. Obviously, big spike on CPI news, which is why I was talking with my Signal members early this morning and told them I'd kind of keep these bands pretty tight, just because this knocked out liquidity, swept liquidity to the top side and to the bottom side as well. So just trying to stay nimble here. So far, pretty tame morning. Minus CPI. I'm on the 5-minute chart here on the NQ for my candles. The 1 minute obviously is going to show a lot of consolidation right here, which I can see already. Currently would be super interested with a retest of the 24,975 to the 968. Very unbalanced volume area sitting right here. That is definitely an area of super interest for me. Even this band here, the 24,998 to the 993, anywhere in this area right here. Even though I'd need to see some, I'd rather see this one right here, but it all depends on what buyers can do here. Maybe they reclaim some of this area up here. Take a peek at the ES here. Sellers have reclaimed a little bit of space here. What's your question on any word from NT yet? What do you mean? Which question? As far as my charts freezing last week or turning off? Completely closing out? Yeah, they responded the next morning with an absolute ridiculous response, saying that based on my trace files and my log files that I submitted, that I had two third-party vendors, which was Replicanto and Affordable Indicators. Replicanto being my trade copier, and then Affordable Indicators being my entry management. And they said that, you know, that's the only thing that they could see that could cause something like that. And I'm like, I've had Replicanto on my PCs for 4 years. I've had Affordable Indicators on my chart for at least 8 months. Never had an issue. So I sent them not the nicest response back to that, but to be fair, it was isolated for those 2 days. Since, knock on wood, now that I say that, I'm just going to go in and save my workspace because just to be on the safe side. What are you gonna? I'm gonna be real focused in here on these next footprints here that are coming in. Make sure that sellers don't overtake any of this green area, because I am looking for a long here off of these reaction bands. I would say the absolute cleanest comes in at the 24,975, but this one at the 998 is still pretty damn nice too. And I gotta use the washroom really fast too. God bless it. Alright guys, hold the NQ up here as high as you can. I'm gonna be right back. Good job, guys. Good job holding up that NQ market for me. Let's take a peek at the ES here. Okay, nothing to change there. We'll see if the sellers hold up here or not. Okay, seller's getting a little stronger. This is what the ES looks like right now. Okay, sellers have reclaimed a little bit more territory. 20, 30, 35. Okay. You guys are a pretty smart group. I'll pose a question to you guys, and let's see who can engineer this idea of mine. So I've been tinkering around for a while on average true range. Okay, so average true range on a candlestick chart, pretty simple to follow. You know, typically on the NQ, on the 5-minute chart, you know, in the early session, let's say maybe 15-20 minutes after the open, you're usually going to be hovering in that 45 to 60 point range on the ATR. Obviously you're going to have your outliers on the top and your outliers on the bottom, but that's going to be like your average. And then on the 1 minute it goes to about like 17. On the 2 minute it goes to about 28. So we get that. But what I would like to develop or figure out is to figure out an ATR that's based on time. And they might already have this like on TradingView or something like that. But an ATR based on time, so that, because when you're working on a range chart, a footprint chart here, the there really is no ATR, because the ATR is always going to be the exact same true range because you've already predefined the range. Okay, so it's on a 60 range chart, it's always going to be 15 points. On a 120 range chart, it's always going to be 30 points. What I'd like to see is a speed of candles, a rate of how quickly a candle moves, how much movement in a candle in a certain period of time, maybe based on the last 10, which would then give you at least an indication. If you're just stuck on a footprint chart, it would also then give you an indication of the velocity of the market, you know, how quickly the market is moving, or if volatility has started to die down. Right now, I'm kind of using the candlesticks on the different time frames, but the candlestick chart does not represent a range footprint chart at all, because in a 5-minute candlestick, you're going to have always one candlestick. But in that 5-minute candle, I might have 20 60 range footprints. I might only have 3. And that's the little equation there that I would like to develop. So I've been starting to kind of messing around with it with AI to see what I can come up with. But AI as of right now is just saying just use an ATR, and it's not right, because you know, finally it starts to understand that it's a candle look back, which again is time, because it's going to be 5 minutes. You know, you're going to see your time there, but does not work on the footprint chart. All right, Todd Lewis got a comment here. You're wanting a first derivative so that you can figure out the energy of the move? Question mark. First derivative. Isn't that is that like the rate of change? Rate of change. Let's see. Yes, rate of change. Okay. What's that called? Does NinjaTrader have that as a default like indicator? Yeah, granted, that was a pretty strong move to the upside, but not. It was strong as far as points are concerned, but not really super strong from actual buyers here. We still haven't really even flipped any of this area to green yet, so. But in general, I mean, buyers are definitely right now, the winning party. Yeah, same thing on the ES. In fact, the ES, really all they've done is just made the selling side even bigger with that move. So could give us an indication here of what's to come here. This move here by buyers has really not been very strong at all. Looks strong on a candlestick, but now you're starting to see the big retracement here. Morning, Nate. So Todd, do you know of any indicator on NinjaTrader, like a default one that would give me that information? It would give me a lot of homework for the weekend to study and backtest. And none of these moves yet by buyers have really shown me a lot of strength here yet. Besides their core down here. These moves up here don't look very, very strong. For right now, I've been working on just gathering information from live sessions for my brokerage for that info. Okay. Jonathan says maybe look into John Ethers? I haven't heard that name. But I'll take a picture of that. Maybe we come up with our own indicator and we sell it for millions. And then we don't have to trade ever again. That would be boring. Who wants to make millions selling an indicator? Thought that was going to be a flip there, but it was not. All right, cool. Is that the guy that does the YouTube videos on TradingView? where he created those, like the VWAP and the volume profile with the what's the word that he uses all the time? Open interest. There's a guy I've been following on YouTube that he's created 2 indicators for volume profile and I think VWAP for or he includes, I doubt it. Okay, different guy. Oh boy. I'll take a look on my YouTube history and I'll let you know. He seems like a math guy. He always wears a suit. Or maybe I'm thinking, just kind of thinking in my head, if there's a way for the indicator on NinjaTrader to factor in how many range, how many footprints occur in a 1 minute candle or a 2 minute candle or a 5 minute candle, would kind of give you. It doesn't really, I don't know how that's going to help. It'll help with knowing volatility, but not necessarily with like the average move during a period of time. Maybe it would. I don't know. It's complicated, which I guess is why it's never been done before. think the market kind of needs some liquidity here, and let's see. There's an area for buyers. I'm not going to trade this. I can't really trade this right now, but the buyers are strong. There's a nice little unbalance there. Some unbalanced volume sitting right there. Just can't take a long here just yet. It's where sellers have been showing strength. All right, John said, I just asked ChatGPT if any of John Eller's work covered what you want, and it has positive responses. He approaches it from a signal processing perspective, which relates to speed of market. All right, cool. I took a picture of his name, so I'll kind of do some research on it. I'm definitely no math expert. I'm really good, really good with fast math, but textbook math is a different story. It was never my strong suit. But if you ask me what the percentage of commission is on a property, I'll tell it to you in a matter of seconds with any dollar amount that you give me. That I know how to do really quickly. And guys, from the open, from 8:30 to 9:15, this is very difficult to trade right here, okay? So, I mean, just kind of mapping this out will kind of, help you kind of stay a little cool in these markets that are, pretty sideways. Really, the all unbalanced areas are all rusting down here, which obviously the market's going to have to, it's going to tap into here or right up here. So Keith, no, they didn't mention anything about the volume, because I think that's obviously an indicator. Well, I guess they're all indicators. But no, the only ones that they called out was Replicanto and affordable indicators. This was the email that I got from them. After reviewing your log and trace files, we've determined that third-party assemblies are likely impacting your platform's performance. We noted the presence of the following add-ons: Replicano and Chart Trader. So. All right, so we're getting into this little area here at the 25.047 down to like the 25.30s. That is the first unbalanced area for buyers. So we'll kind of see here how the market reacts if we tap into this area right here. Even though we've we've got a pretty clean area as well for sellers right here. See if we can get a flip here. Got in a little late there, but we'll see. Right, 11 points there of risk. Can I put my... Show a little bit of strength right there. I think I'm good right there. See if we can get a small little scalp here. That was quick. Am I flat? I am. Okay. Nice little 10-point scalp there. Off of a nice little unbalanced volume error from sellers there. And since I saw this little flip here on the 60, -2 green, I didn't want to get too aggressive with my TP. Small little win for the program. So Keith, are you talking about from chart spots? I had an issue with one of the indicators with the paintbrush. I've said it a few times, but besides that, I mean, I don't know. I'm not a programmer or a developer. I wouldn't know if what caused that issue a couple weeks ago or last week. I think it was a couple weeks ago. If it would have been attributed to my volume profile chart, I don't know. I'm not that good. I would hope that NinjaTrader would be able to see that and say, okay, well, hey, there was a hang up in the code here, and that hang up was due to the volume profile. All right, so we got about 8 minutes for IB to be set. So just to recap there, just spotted a little area of unbalanced volume here in a strong red seller area, and just waited for the footprint. Waited for the footprint candle to, and actually got a better entry than normal. I don't know why I said I got in early, but and just took it for 10 points. And yeah, I could have targeted a little bit more. I was actually thinking there was two trains of thought here. Was, you know, if the sellers were super strong, they would definitely want to overtake this candle. But as the buyers were showing strength right here, and I was trying to look for a scalp, got a little conservative and just put it maybe a point or two above this footprint candle right here. You know, definitely the market hasn't given us any indications here of a bigger move or a bigger scalp, so we might have to adjust targets. I would say overall my favorite entry is off the 60 range. Second would be the 120, and then third would be the 30. Okay, this is interesting. So they kind of, let's just see if they had any resistance here. Right here, they tried to buoy. They did not. Interesting, interesting. They kind of made Swiss cheese of that area right there. I mean, they kind of attempted to buoy it right here, but not much. So that kind of gives me a little pause here. And again, for this particular trade off of these reaction bands, I would say the Super A Plus right now, as far as unbalanced volume, is this lower band at this 975. The 998 doesn't look terrible. It's probably, I would say, an A minus to B plus unbalanced volume area. But I also don't feel like I can really be set on a 120 range on this first reaction band because I just don't have enough. I really don't have that much space. So I might just stick here to the 60. Ooh, that was doggy right there. And now they've kind of swept at it there a little bit. My spidey senses are telling me that I should probably hold off for this range, for this reaction band down here. Maybe we can get some other intel here. Well, like even the 120 here doesn't look like it's flippy material. Just barely not a flip. Just gonna take a look at the big picture here. Pretty strong swipe there. It's pretty ripe here for a, I mean, this does look pretty textbook here for a nice flip. Off a strong reaction band there. I think I'm going to wait for this reaction band right here. All right, so that changes the thesis here now. Now we don't got space here any longer. Do not have space there any longer with this flip right here. So you guys can see what this looks like. Now, we've got some interesting propositions here. Now we've got a few things to look for right here. Yeah, they're going right into an area of unbalanced volume right here. So let's see how that reacts. All right, on the 60, let's see how this reacts here at the 25.043.50s. This is kind of the unbalanced volume area right here. Just take a quick peek at the 120 to make sure that, okay, so good thing I took a look. Okay, so now would we be taking a scalp here? No. I'll keep it here just to see how the reaction happens, but this my indicator here would be no, because now buyers have started to show strength again. And then as far as unbalanced volume now here, down here to the upside, it sits right here. Pretty much all of this here. And yeah, this whole band here looks pretty damn good. This looks pretty juicy over here. I'm gonna tap a little more than that. Actually, they just did tap into there. See if we can get a little bit better of a retracement here. flip here. Let's take a look at this band. This is the one that we were, say, the most interested in. Nothing there. So I was right about the band. The secondary band was the best one there, but just nothing. I mean, this was close, but didn't really get much there. At least the thought process was right on this secondary band. That reaction point worked out pretty well there. Is that the IB there? 830. Shit. That was the IB, wasn't it? It was right there. It was. IB was sitting right here. Crappers. It's a kind of mental mistake there. Didn't get much out of that. This area was, could have used that kind of as a secondary confluence there, but There's definitely showing strength here. 2 continuation models in a row right here. But we've already tested this here, guys, so that already played out. This 25 will 43. Not much to do here yet. Good job, Grant. just love how plotting this gives you such a clear vision of the market. It'd be nice if the market was moving a little bit more than today, but this is the bigger picture since last night. Pretty much from the market open yesterday till now. Pretty tight range here. In hindsight, that short obviously could have been a lot greater. In hindsight. All right, start to pull here just to kind of get a heartbeat of my of people viewing the stream. Who's green or red for the day? Signal members, just put in the chat if you want, or go on YouTube. Curious on a day like today if it's a mixed bag or not. That's kind of what you have, is you kind of have a mixed bag here on the NQ. And for my signal members that were with me from the pre-session live trading room, you can see why I was saying to try to keep as close of a tight net bias here this morning. It kind of proved out to be pretty accurate. As of right now, I mean, the market can explode, but so Rob's red. Keith, I believe, is green. Michael might be sleeping, but Michael did state that he hit my signal members here. Let's see where the Michael. Good morning. Just reached the payout threshold on my first new Apex PA account. 6 trading days with $3,600 in profit. Great job, man. That's awesome. He's probably snoozing. Green with your B plus setup. Okay, good. Good job, Nordic. Keith, I assumed it was green. He is green. Only 2 votes on YouTube, man. I'm telling you. Engagement's pretty low on YouTube. All right, we'll give it about 5 more minutes here and see if we get any price action. Now I'll call it a day. Between yesterday and today, I'm up about close to 2,100. So kind of clawing away at that loss on Monday, which was... That one was a little bit of a stinger. Got stopped out by a point just to go to TP. Pretty much every day for the last couple weeks that I can remember, I've been seeing the directions. I think my setups have all been pretty spot on. You can see where fair value is at here now on ES. It's pretty simple to see, to spot now. Pretty simple to see where point of control now. It's pretty much sitting pretty damn close to, this is the 2-day point of control, so take that for what it's worth. All right, so it looks like the majority of our viewers are in the green, which is good. Me included. Important. All right, I'm gonna go get something to munch on real quick. Chica, hi Rob. Please, have you gotten any trades on the micro with the 15-minute Rob reversal since Monday using your Trade Saver platform? I don't know. I haven't traded that since Thursday of last week. I was not trading from my home office, so it's running up there today, but I'm not sure. I could take a look and let you know. Excuse me. All right, that's probably better. So my power got knocked out. If you guys didn't hear that, power got knocked out, came right back up, and had to load everything. But I was good thing that I saved my workstation when I did, when we were talking about the Ninja Trader situation. So just trying to work on getting my charts back up here. But I think I'm going to call it a day for today. Just the market's not really, hasn't really given us that many setups. I got one decent setup that I was able to execute on. I'm okay being up $900 for the day. The only thing else I mentioned while my microphone came back up line was I'd appreciate a like on the stream, guys. And if you are going to be purchasing any evals or any funded accounts, I'd appreciate if you use my code TraderRob. I am affiliated with 4 firms, so Apex, Take Profit, Lucid, and Tradeify. And I would appreciate that. All right, take care, everybody. Nice little flip there off the IB there. All right, take care, everybody. I'll see you guys tomorrow.